Welcome to DP Tutorials by Donny Jarwa. In this teaching module, we will emphasize and elucidate on one important topic, which is carbon codes for carbon resistors. Now, in most electrical circuit connection or electrical devices, we have these carbon resistors which are embedded within the circuit diagram or within those circuit connection to complete the circuit by incorporating these resistance. So over here, keep in mind that resistors are of two types. We have the wire wound resistor. Number one is our wire wound, resistor, and number two is this carbon resistor. So number one is this what we call as the wire wound resistors. What are these wire wound resistors? These wire wound resistors, which means we have a wire and it is bent in the form of these helical shapes like this. Okay, these will be wire wound resistors, and then this, when you pass current through these wires, that means it will enhance what? It will enhance the amount of resistance. So we have wire wound resistors, and these wire wound resistors will be typically a simple wire which is bent in the form of a loop. Okay, which is bent in the form of what? In the form of a loop. So that is our wire wound resistor. Next, number two is what we define as our carbon resistors. What are carbon resistors? Carbon resistors basically are types of resistors which have a carbon compound. That means we have these carbon compositions which acts as a resistant material. Okay, over here this is the picture representing a carbon resistor, and all these, the numbers of resistant material added to the carbon resistor, that means that will give us our one, that will give us our resistance. So carbon resistors basically consist of what? Basically consists of carbon and a suitable binding agent. Okay, and a suitable binding agent molded in the form of a cylinder, molded in the shape of a cylinder. So molded in the shape of a cylinder, and then apart from that, we have what? We have this electrical connection, or we have this lead material attached. Okay, this lead material attached. This is our wire. This is that wire which is attached along the cylindrical end of the carbon resistor, so that current will flow through it. So from here, that means a carbon resistor consists of what? Consists of a carbon with a suitable binding agent molded into a cylinder and a wire lead attached to the cylinder for making connection to electrical circuits. So from here, there will be color bands, a set of color bands. All these color bands will be represented in the form of colored rings. Okay, will be represented in the form of colored rings. It might be red, black, green, okay, gray, white. All these color bands will be imprinted or painted on the cylindrical body of the resistor. Now all these resistors will be, all these colored bands will represent the amount of resistance. There will be some rules or nomenclature in order to find the resistance of such wire. Like in this case, that means we will number, okay, that color bands, okay, that color bands which are very near to each other. That means these will be represented as the first color band marked as A, second color band marked as B, third colored band marked as C, and the fourth colored band marked as D. Well, when we have these types of resistors, keep in mind that this fourth color band, will be at a distance quite farther apart, which will not be very close. Okay, there will be some distance apart. Whereas these the first color band, okay, the second color band, and the third color band are very close to each other, imprinted or painted on the cylindrical body. So these are very close to each other. Okay, these color bands, when you have these types of resistors in the lab, when you look to them very closely, they are very close to each other. All carbon resistors will have 4 sets of color band. Okay? All carbon resistors will have 4 sets of carbon resistors, okay? A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, these first two color indicates what? Indicates the first two digit. Okay? We will go into that. But before we learn this nomenclature, let us first highlight upon what do these colors represent. Okay? What do these colors represent in terms of the resistance? So you have to remember the table. Okay? The table. You have to remember this table. So the table for color codes goes like this. Okay? Even for this resistor, you have to know. When you look closely into this, this is the red color band. The red color band will have the value of 2. Okay? It will have the value of 2. First significant digit. This black color, this red color will have the value of 2. Then that black color will have the value of 0. Then this green color will have the value of 5. And this gray color, which indicates the fourth color band, that will indicate the percentage of tolerance, which is plus minus 10%. So you need to remember how to find out these values of 2, 0, 5, and 10%. So there's a table to find out the values of these color bands. Okay, so we will write all the values of the color bands in the following table. So over here we have the first color will be black. Okay, letters, colors, number, and multiplier. So for black, the multiplier is 10 to the power 0, which is equal to 1. For the second color band, brown, number is 1, 10 to the power 1, which is basically equal to 1, which is basically equal to 10 itself. Then we have red. Okay, the letter will be R, and this will be red. So red will be equal to 2. And the digit multiplier will be 10. From here, use the number 2, that means 10 to the power 2, which is equal to 100, and so on and so forth. Okay, which will be equal to 100. Then we have, okay, we have the letter O, and this O will represent orange. Okay, this O will represent orange. Orange, the number will be 3, and the digit multiplier will be 10 to the power 3. Okay. Then we have yellow. The number for yellow will be 4, and the digit multiplier will be equal to 10 to the power 4. Then we have green, okay, denoted by G. So this will be green. Green, the number will be 5, and this will give us 10 to the power 5. Then we have blue. Okay, we have blue. The letter will be B. This will give you 6, and this will give us 10 to the power 6. Then we have violet. This V will be violet. Then the number will be 7. Okay, the digit number will be 7, and the multiplier will be 10 to the power 7. Okay, 10 to the power 7. And we have gray. We have gray, denoted by G or GR, you can write. This is gray, okay, gray color. Gray. This will be 8. So that will be 10 to the power 8. And you will have this W, which is white. Okay, white color. Okay, white color. White, which is 9. So that will give us 10 to the power 9. Then this fourth color band, all these table which I have mentioned over here will represent only for the first three, all the table mentioned above will give us the numbers relating to the first three color bands. Okay, the first three color bands. So the first three color bands will take these values. Okay, the first three color bands will take all those values. Okay, will take all those values written on that table. Now, when we come to the fourth color band, which indicates the tolerance, the fourth color band, this fourth color band indicates what? Indicates the tolerance, the percentage of resistance, okay, tolerance. So this percentage of tolerance will be first it will be that gold, okay, gold, silver, and if there is no fourth color band, that means there will be no color at all, okay, no color. So this gold will have the tolerance of plus minus 5%. Silver will have the percentage or tolerance of plus minus 10%, and no color will be plus minus 20%. So these are the tables which we need to remember. Okay, so this will be the first table will be with regards to the first three color bands, and the second table would be with regards to the fourth color band. So we have to remember this. You have to write like that. But in order to remember this intriguing idea, we will use some memory codes, or we define them as what? Or we define them as mnemonics. In order to memorize or to remember, in order to remember the table, we'll use some memory tips. Okay? We'll use some memory tips, or we define them as mnemonics. Okay? And then we call them as mnemonics. 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 These are known as what? Memory codes. Okay, memory codes. So we have BB Roy. Okay, we have one is what we define as BB Roy. Okay, BB Roy. BB Roy. Great Britain. BB Roy, Great Britain. Very good vibes. Very good vibes. Wearing gold, silver necklace. This will be one memory codes or mnemonics to remember that. So when you look from that table, that means we have this table in this form. We have black, brown. This will be BB Roy. Okay, black, brown, red, orange, yellow. Then green will be for green. Then B will be for blue. Then V will be for violet. Then G will be for gray, and vibes will be for white. And then wearing gold, silver necklace. This is just an option to just remember that gold, silver necklace. Wearing gold, silver necklace. This is just an option. Okay, optional. Wearing what will be one? The tolerance. All these three which I have written over here. That means gold, silver necklace. This indicates percentage. Another important memory tip, that will be one memory tip. Another important memory tip is that we can also write in this form. Okay, there will be another important better be. Okay, another this will be number one, memory code number one, memory code number two. Okay, memory code number two. Better you be ready, or your great big vision, or your great big vision goes wrong. Number 2 is very, very effective from students' point of view. Better be ready, or your great big vision goes wrong. Black, brown. Okay, black, this will be for brown. R will be for red. O will be for orange. Y will be for yellow. G will be for gray. B will be for blue. V will be for violet. G will be for gray. Okay, this G grade will be for green. This will be for gray, and W will be for what? Will be for white. Then all those tolerance will be gold, silver, necklace. Better be ready, or your great big vision goes wrong. So these are some of the ideas how to remember that table. So from here, let us try to calculate some of the examples from this color band. Like for instance, this color band, we want to find out how much is the resistance of the first color band. So we have blue, then this is red, then this is green, and the tolerance over here, will be what? This will be gray. So when you look from here, that means this color will be blue. First color band is blue, then this will be red, then third color band is green, and this fourth color band, it is this of gray color. Since it is silver, I mean not gray, it is silver. The fourth color band will be silver in color. So if it is silver, so the percentage is given by plus minus 10. Okay? Plus minus 10. So you look from here, silver is plus minus 10. So let us write down, let us try to find out that resistance from that example. Okay? Resistance R. Okay? Resistance R. That means what will be the first color will be, the first color is blue. Okay? Blue. So you look when you look at that resistors again, okay, when you look at that resistor again, the first color is blue, the second color it is red, the third color it is green, and the fourth color is what? It is silver. So for blue, okay, when you look for blue, then what will be that rule in order to find out? The first two color bands indicates what? Indicates the first two digits of the resistance. That means from here, when you look from this table, when you look from that table, this blue color, what is blue color representing? Okay? The blue color from that table will be what? What is the blue color? Blue color will be equal to 1. Blue color will be, the digit multiplier will be equal to 1? 6. Okay? So in this case, the value of A will be how much? The value of A will be 6. Then red. What is the value of red? The value of red will be 2. So I have to write here 2. Then C. This third color band, C is the third color band. It gives the power of 10. So C is green. How much is green? When you look from the table, this green, okay, the digit multiplier is 10 to the power how much? 10 to the power 5. So from here, that means this green will be how much? This green will be 10 to the power 5, which is what? It gives the multiplier, digit multiplier or power of 10. Then silver. How much is silver? Silver will be the tolerance, which is plus minus what? Plus minus 10%. So from here, we will write down that value, and remember that when we find resistance, you have to write the value in terms of what? In terms of ohms. So blue, the digit multiplier is how much? Blue, let us again look. For blue, it is 6. That means over here, this blue will be 6. Red is how much? How much is red? Red will be 2. So you have to write here. 2. Then green. Green will be 10 to the power 5. So over here, this value of green will be how much? 10 to the power 5. And this silver tolerance, which is what? Plus minus 10%. So from here, The first two digits indicates what? The color band. So you have to write, it will be in this way. The formula will be like this. Okay, the formula will be like this. Formula for finding the resistance will be R equal AB. Okay, R will be AB into C plus minus D. This is the formula. Okay, this is the formula for finding the total resistance. This is the formula for finding the resistance. Always remember this formula. Keep in mind that this is very, very important for finding the resistance of the color band. It is given by this formula, D plus minus D. So let us try to establish that resistance R from here. How much is that resistance R? Then E, the first color band is 2. First color band is blue, digit is 6. Second color band is red, this is blue, first color band is blue, then digit is 6. I have written 6. Second color band is red, digit is 2. So in place of D, I will write 1. I will write 2 into, this is your multiplier, digit multiplier. This is your green. Okay? Green. So green will, the multiplier is how much? 10 to the power 5. So I will multiply here 10 to the power 5. Plus minus, the last color band is, this will be what? Silver. It indicates tolerance. So tolerance is how much? Tolerance is plus minus 10%. And from here, that means all this will be in terms of ohms. So which means that R will be equal to 62 into 10 to the power 5. Okay, 10 to the power 5 ohms. Okay, ohms plus minus 10%. Okay, plus minus 10%. Then let us calculate this value. Okay, let us calculate this value, or you can also write this in terms of kilo ohms. Okay, you can also write this in terms of kilo ohms or mega ohms. Okay, so from here, if you want to write this in terms of mega ohms, we can write that. Okay? We can write that. Like in this case, we can break down this information like 62. Okay, 62. If you write 62, that means over here this will be what? 10 to the power 0. Okay, 10 to the power 0. If I move this side, that means if I write 62 into 10 to the power 1, 62 into 10 power 1 is the same as what? It's the same as 62 into 10 to the power 0. Now from here, when you look from that example, okay, from that simple example, suppose 6.2 into 10 to the power 1. 10 to the power 1 is how much? 10 to the power 1 is simply 10. So you'll get 62. So from here I can rewrite this in terms of 6.2 into 10 to the power 1. We have 1. We have this 10 to the power 5 and we have ohms and then plus minus 1. Plus minus 10%. Then 10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power 1 will give you how much? Will give you 10 to the power 6. Okay? 10 to the power 6 ohms plus minus 10%. But this value of 10 to the power 6 ohms is what we know as 1 mega ohm. Okay? 1 mega ohm. So from here, the final value of that R will be equal to 6.2 mega ohms. 6.2 mega ohms. 6.2 mega ohms plus minus 10%. In your examination time, if you write your answer till this stage, it is also correct. Or if you write this answer till this stage is also correct. But you need to know some of the crucial steps for conversion, right? From this value, okay? From this value of 62 to 6.2 to 10 to the power 1. Okay? Now let us again study another example from what is given out here. Okay? From what is given out here. Okay? So what is given out here is that when you look at that color, okay, when you look at this color, the first color is red. So how much is the resistance. Okay, the first color is red. So let us find out how much is the resistance from there. So therefore the resistance R, okay, the first color, it is red. So red will be from the table. How much is red? Red is 2. So we will put over here 2. Then second color, what is the second color? Second color is black. So black, the number is what? 0. So we'll put here 0. Then the third color band indicates the multiplier, digit multiplier. So we'll put multiply. How much is, what is the color of the third color band? Green. So green, since it is a multiplier, so green will be what? The multiplier will be 10 to the power 5. So we put here 10 to the power 5. Then it is ohms. Then what is the tolerance? The tolerance over here, the fourth color band is silver. Okay, this is silver. So silver will be what? From this table, silver will be what? Plus minus 10%. So from here we can break down. In the answer here it is written as what? It is written as 2 mega ohms. 2 mega ohm. So from here, which means that this value of R, okay, that value of R, the total resistance of this given carbon resistor, okay, of that given carbon resistor is given as 2.0 into 10 to the power 1 into 1, 10 to the power 5. But 10 to the power 1 into 10 to the power 5, how much is the value? The value will be what? The value will be 2.0 into 10 to the power 1 into 10 to the power 6 ohms plus minus 1 plus minus 10%, okay, plus minus 10%. So what is this 10 to the power 6 ohm? That 10 to the power 6, okay, that 10 to the power 6 ohm is what? Is 1 mega ohm. So finally that value of R will be equal to 2.0, or we can write 2 mega ohm plus minus 10%. So in your exams, these are the types of numerical problems which will be asked based upon the given colored bands, or based upon the number of what? The number of these value of resistance. Like for instance, let us discuss another example. Okay, another example. So suppose if the value, another example, suppose the given resistor, carbon resistor, has a value of 4.8 kilo ohms, and then the percentage of tolerance will be plus minus 5%. You have to find out, the color bands. Okay, you have to find out the sequence. Of the color bands or the colored rings. Or sometimes they call as bands, or sometimes they call as rings, the colored rings. So from here you have to devise a method how to solve such equation. So from here, that means you have to work out in this form. That means resistance is given as 4.8. Then if it is 4.8 kilo ohms, that means you all 4.8 kilo. That means when I say 1 kilo ohm, 1 kilo ohm is equal to 10 to the power 2 ohms. Okay, 1 kilo ohm is equal to 10 to the power 2 ohms, which means that this 10 to the power 2 ohms, it is equal to what? 100. So this 4.8 kilo ohms is like 4.8 into 100 ohms plus minus 1 plus minus 5%. Then till here it is also not correct, since when we have the first color band, you have to identify. Okay, you have to identify between the you have to identify between what? The first color and the second color. Like in this case, the first color number is 6. The second color number is what? 2. So over here we don't have the point in between 6 and 2. So you have to write only the 6 and 2. 6 is the first color, 2 is the second color. Over here we have this point from the question, 4.8. Then from here, what you have to do, you have to multiply that 4.8 with 100. If you multiply 4.8 and 100, then you'll get 48. Okay, 48 into 10 to the power 10. Okay, into 10 to the power 10. or you will have the result will be 480. So over here this will be 480, okay, plus minus 1, 480, or I can write in this way, okay, 48 into 10. Over here is 10 to the power 2, then over here you have what? 10 to the power 1 ohm plus minus 1 plus minus 5%. So from here it is very clear that you have to identify that this will be what? This will be your first color. That means this 4 will give you, this value of 4 will give you what? The first colored ring. This will give you the first color ring. 8 will give you what? The second color ring. 10 to the power 1 will give you the third color ring, and 10 to the power plus minus 10 to the power 5%, this will give you one, the fourth colored ring. So 4, what is the value of 4? You have to remember from that table, 4 and 8. So 4 will be 1. What is 4? 4 is yellow. Okay. 8, what is 8? Gray. So from here 4 and 8 is how much? The fourth color, that means 4 will be gray. Okay. 4 will be yellow, I mean 4 is yellow, so it means this will be yellow. Then 8 will have the value of 1. 8 will be gray. Okay. 8 will be 1. This 8, the color will be 1. The color will be gray. And then 10 to the power 1, okay, that value of 10 to the power 1, that 10 to the power 1 will be your brown. Okay, let us check from the table. 10 to the power 1 will be brown. Okay, see, when you look from the table, 10 to the power 1, this is 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 1 is brown. So you have to write over there, brown. So this will be 1. This will be brown. And this will be 1. This will be gold. 5% is gold. 5% is gold. So the sequence of color, that means the sequence of color, therefore sequence of color will be yellow, gray, then brown, and this will be gold. Just do for your assignment or for your workout, just do some of the examples by yourself so that you can ascertain whether you have understood or not. Like for example, suppose I will give you the value of R to be equal, suppose to 5.9 suppose kilo ohms plus minus 10%. Okay. Find the sequence of color. Okay, find the sequence of the colored rings. Okay, find the sequence of the colored rings. Then another example, suppose I will give you in terms of the color bands. Okay, first you will have yellow, then we will have black, second color is black, third color will be orange, and the fourth color, suppose it will be silver. So from here you have to know what is the, suppose I will solve you for this resistance R. What is the value of yellow? The value of yellow, value it is 4. Then black will be 1. Black will be 0. Then what is orange? Orange will be 3. And what is the percentage for silver? Silver will be plus minus 10. So for here 4, 0 into orange is 1. Digit multiplier, so it will be 10 to the power 3. Then plus minus 1. plus minus 10%. So you can write this 10 to the power 3 is what? 10 to the power 3 is kilo ohms, okay, kilo ohms. 40 into 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 3 ohms, plus minus 10%. Just go through these lectures so that you will understand the concept relating to finding the resistance of carbon resistors, and remember this formula that it is AB into C plus minus D. First color band, second color band, multiply the third color band plus minus the fourth color band, okay, plus minus the fourth color band. And remember these mnemonics, okay. BB Roy, Great Britain, very good vibes, wearing gold silver necklace. Or you can use the second mnemonic, which is better be ready, or your great big vision goes wrong. Okay, so remember that mnemonic is very important. It is very, very imperative and significant for students' life. Okay, thank you.